Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel where we're doing replay analysis today. And today we got food as our student. He's a Diamond Zerg and he's going up against a Terran named Patrick. We'll be seeing what's going on. Replay analysis, the way these work, it's just like a coaching lesson, but it's just like coaching going fast, basically. We go through it a lot quicker. Yeah. We're gonna be looking at everything he does, giving him ideas on how to make him better at StarCraft, telling him things he does wrong, and never telling him what he does right and making him feel bad about himself. Even when he does it right, I'll figure out a way to say that it was wrong. Like, for instance, he's going for an expansion, but I'm gonna say 17 hatch is better against Terran instead of 16 hatch. 16 hatch is better against Protoss and Zerg, but 17 hatch is better against Terran because it is minor. Okay, so I'll say this. It's minor. You can do 16 hatch if you want to. If you really want to go 16 hatch against everything, you can. But Terran never punishes a 17 hatch, really. So it's a little bit more money. I would recommend it. But if you don't want to do it, it's okay. Then we have an 18-17 follow-up, 18 gas, 17 pool. This is pretty standard. We'll see how he goes with his gas. First Overlord going across the map. I like it. Second Overlord. Perfect spot as well. That's perfect. Second Overlord. Chilling in front of the natural. Great. Good stuff. Oh. I like the emphasis on later gas saturation and fully saturated mineral line if your plan is to be purely defensive here, because the only thing this would have screwed you on now is if you're getting like proxy reapered or some shit, which it's still not even gonna like you lose the game. It would just make that kind of a build a little harder. But in general, I like the emphasis on minerals because it's going to allow you to take a faster third if that's going to be what your game plan is going to be. Thank you for the sub, HD Panic. Much love, man. Welcome back for the 3 months. Thank you. We see a natural. Pretty normal. I would love it if you sent out one of your drones a little bit faster to your third. And don't leave it at your third. Send it like... Okay, just kidding. Dude! Food! You listened to me. It's like you were here. Holy shit. I was like, I couldn't see it. But it's right there. Okay, perfect. That's amazing. I love it. And now you take your third, around like 30 to 31 supply. If you take your third right now, I would be so happy. Food. Let's just wrap it up, dude. You don't even need coaching anymore. How'd you lose this game? Probably disconnected, I imagine, because my God, that was beautiful, dude. Okay, you're set. Okay, well, just kidding, obviously, but. Good job. That's perfect. That's exactly what you should do. That's exactly what you should do. So that you got that shit down. Good job, bro. Now, larva-wise, let's see. You have 2 larva. Not bad. It's pretty standard. Keep spinning it as much as you can. Scout-wise, you see marine, you see reactor, you see factory. You can see the health bar of this reactor and the health bar of that factory look about the same in terms of production, which means he's going Hellions. So this Overlord can 100% now go back to that cliff and chill for a little while because you already know everything that's going on. You should know from seeing this. 1 gas. You already know there's only 1 gas. Let's confirm it for you. 1 gas. You already know that he's not on double gas and he's only on 1 gas because this mineral focused production makes no sense for double gas, and furthermore, he's expanded, which is a mineral focus. This is 400 minerals. This is 200 minerals per round of Hellions. He is not going to have double gas right now. He is going to have 1 gas. You don't need to go deeper. He's already showed you everything you need to know. Fucking great. Your Overlord needs to definitely go back to that cliff, though, I would say. Because I would say you could leave it here if that Marine didn't exist. But if Patrick really wanted to do it, you'd be fucked. Like, it would hurt pretty bad. Why not Widow Mines? He could make Widow Mines, but the thing about Widow Mines is, do you really give a shit? As Zerg, you don't really give a shit. It's more of a Protoss thing that would give a shit. Zerg doesn't care at all. It's super easy to get an Overseer. It's super easy to make a Spore if you need to. It's super easy to dodge Widow Mines by going building cancel, and you make a Widow Mine shoot, and it misses entirely. Widow Mines are very uncommon. Also, if he goes Widow Mines, he is vulnerable to dying to Ravage. Like, how the fuck would this guy defend a Ravager all in if he goes Widow Mines? Because Widow Mines are not going to do shit to Ravagers, and it's going to cost gas to delay his starport. Like, he's not going to be able to make, like, Banshees and shit like that as like, you know, it's going to be harder. More strenuous on his gas. Widow Mines are not really what Terran does very often. It's rare. Like, it's like saying, you know, there's like a yard. Imagine a floor that is all white, and there's like a little tiny, like 3% of the floor is a little red circle, and I throw a ball, like bounces like a tennis ball in that room, and it just bounces all over the place, and I'm like, what are the chances that that ball is gonna land on the red spot? It's like saying that's like what he's gonna do with Widow Mines here. He's probably not gonna make Widow Mines. Chances are fucking low. Yeah, he could, but why? It's not really a logical thing to do here for Terran, because it's not actually that good versus Zerg. Unless it's a very specific kind of build.
Ready. Swarm forces.
So if we're playing odds, you're going to play for the most common scenarios. It makes the most sense. Okay, food, you're going to lose this Overlord. This is why I wanted you to move it a little earlier. It's okay. It's just an Overlord. But it's not scouting anything new when it dies when you could have saved it.
Queen birth successful. Evolution.
Next queen needs to be started. You're a supply block though. That's why. Okay, you're about to not be though. So as soon as this opens, you need to start queen. I guess it's okay. Like starting your queens together at the same time is also fine. But you need to start queens like now. You definitely need to have queens started right now for queens 3 and 4. Or sorry, queens 4 and 5. Right now. Your queens are late. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll come back to it. Creep spread is not bad. Okay, your queens are starting. Not that bad. It's not the end of the world. Your queens are only like maybe 10 seconds late. 8 seconds, 10 seconds late. Not that bad, but definitely prioritize that, because that is your creep right there. That is, your creep is important, and the faster you get it going, the more control you're going to have over everything. So, yeah, work on that. Make sure you always keep that up to par as much as you can. Gas saturation wise, right now you should be resaturating your main gas. You're late on this too. This should have been saturated also at the same time you started 2 queens. If you did it right away, you should have also had this gas being resaturated, because that's going to be around the time when your natural mineral line is fully saturated. You're taking gases at your third, or your second and third gas. It doesn't matter where you take them, but you're taking second and third gas right now. That is fine. I like that you took it when you're like either half or a little bit more than half saturated on your natural. If we subtract 2 drones off of this, that means that you would have taken this when you're at 12 out of 16 on your third base. If we were talking about how much drones in total you had to have here, actually you would be at 10 out of 16, because you'd have to take 4 off to fill in this number here to go back to 16, and fill in this to go back to 3 out of 3. It's either way. Your third and second gases they're great, perfectly timed, perfect. But this is not. This needs to definitely be fixed faster, because this is your layer. This is your this is your evolved unit, whether it be banelings or roaches. If he's going mech, roaches are a fantastic option. If he's going bio, banelings are a fantastic option. But this is way too late. Way too late. I think you just forgot about it, to be honest. Okay, so yeah, you totally forgot about this. So work on that in the future. That is important. That is super important. Because your like, here's the thing: your bailing speed now. If this guy were to do like a marine tank timing on like your 4th base, your bailing speed now would be like 20 seconds late. And if 20 seconds is, like, let's say he's sieging you, and you might have only had to have waited 8 seconds and bailing speed's done, or now you have to wait 28 seconds and then bailing speed's done. That's the difference of your 3rd base living or dying. Or your 4th base, living or dying, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's a big deal. It's massive. So that's a crucial mistake. When you're at fully saturated 2 mineral lines, this needs to go back to 3 out of 3. And then everything else is fine. Spore crawler timing is fine. You didn't scout shit up to this. After this point, you have a decent amount of lings. You have enough to defend yourself with... so we're going to talk about your scouting for a second here. You sent 1 overlord to his base, and that was it. Have a 2nd overlord go to his base right after your natural is done, or right as it's about to finish. Send a 2nd overlord like right here. Okay? Second Overlord then goes into his base at like 4 minutes. Because it will be there in time to do that. And if you got into his base at 4 minutes, your Overlord would get to like here at like 4:30 or so. Alright, you would see everything in here. You did, however, send a Ling over here, it looks like. I don't remember. But at least you saw the third command center. I'll say that. Okay, so at least I'm not going to critique you as much now. At least you saw he went for a third CC. I'm really glad you saw a third CC. That's important as fuck. But if you would have gotten to his base, you know, with an Overlord, you could have saw the same shit. I want you to make it a habit of getting your Overlord over here, because if this was not open when you ran into his base, like I imagine the Ling ran in and died like right there. This isn't always going to happen, right? Sometimes this will be closed and you won't actually see as much as you want to. So, or his army could be standing here and your Lings die like right there. So yeah, make sure you always have a second Overlord to back up your first one. Ideally, your first one would have not have died and it would have been sitting there, so you could see also the front of his base, and your second, and you could see what he's making, and which you know it's gonna be Hellions for now, but you could see if it's gonna be like Marines following it up or Cyclones or some shit. Like it tells you a lot of information, and then you could see, you know, the second Overlord coming into his base. Always, pretty much, you're always gonna catch a third CC if it's not in the wall. If you send another Overlord in, it's very common, because most Terrans don't build their CC really far away from the mineral lines. Most Terrans build their CC closer to the third mineral lines, which means they're on the edges of their base more, because they want to have minimal time lifting and landing and moving. So yeah. Scout more is my point. 4 minute scout, go in, good shit. Also have like maybe a Zergling like at his third, or like at his Zelnaga tower, and that would be great too. Just like one Ling. Your creep spread is definitely underwhelming. Could be a little bit more efficient here. Queens 5 and 6, or sorry, Queens 6 and 7 need to be made faster too. You have Queens 3 and 4. I keep saying the wrong number. Queens 4 and 5 just finished. Queens 6 and 7 need to be started immediately right after as well. You're not making them, unfortunately. But, and again, this is huge because this is more active creep timbers you can be planting all the time. So your creep spread right now is not, it's really early in the game still, so it's not that bad yet, but it definitely could be more than it is. It's not bad, but it could be more. 7 queens? Yes, 7 queens in total. 4 spreaders, 3 injectors. For this build, which is a Speedling expand to 3 base into Lingbane Hydra, which is what it looks like it's going to become. Because then you can take these spreaders and put them back on injecting when you get more hatcheries. Also, when you take this hatchery, I like when you took it, take a macro hatch. Very similar, very similar timed. So okay, you do have queens being started, late queens though. You're doing everything that I'm saying. You're actually doing the build. You're just doing things a little late here and there. Mostly good though. Well timed. Yeah, see, like this is also. Yeah, it's all not bad. Everything should just be a little bit faster. And as soon as these queens pop out, use them. Don't let them just sit there. Literally be like green box them and like control 2 of them or something like that. And start spreading creep. Like the perfect way to spread creep here. This tumor goes that way, or this tumor goes this way, and an opposite queen plays a tumor. Like you could do creep tumor go here. Queen tumor there, queen tumor there. Move on. Creep tumor go here. Queen plant the tumor there. Creep tumor go here. Queen plant the tumor like right there. You can't see the creep because it's a weird fucking ramp, but there is creep there. And if you would have had more creep and like maybe a Zelnaga Tower vision, you could have seen this coming. Your creep should definitely be more than 1 tumor out. This creep has not been spread like for a long time. This one creep tumor could have spread all the way to like probably like right there. It's been sitting there for like 3 minutes. Or 2 minutes. So now here, all you gotta do is literally, I mean, that's, thank God you have Banelings started before you saw it. You didn't, these were just randomly made before, but the fact that they are made is great because you can just run them into them now. Queens should just, like, make a round of Lings right now is what you're doing. You're making Banes, this is great. I would say this is already enough. You should go back to making drones after this, and you could totally easily kill this. All you gotta do is make sure your Banes don't kill 1 Hellbat at a time on the outside. Make sure you move command your Banes into, like, the center of his clump, and then A-move it. Like you're A-moving them. This is incorrect. What you should do right now is you should A-move your Queens, A-move your Lings, and then move command your Banes to like right here. and blow up onto like this marine or some shit, and it would blow up all of this chunk. All of it would die. And then your A moving Ling Queen could easily kill the one Hellbat. The one Hellbat. Well, you blew up on the marine on the outside, now you're blowing up the Hellbat on the outside. Which means you're blowing your Banes up one at a time. On Hellbats one at a time. And it's not ideal. So you actually started moving though. That's proper. And he's trying to counter micro it. Okay, you microed that a lot better at the end. It started bad, but you fixed it. Again, you're doing what I'm telling you to do, but you're doing it a little late. But you're doing it though, so good job. Like if you would have not A-moved that, if you would have just A-moved that, there's a chance there would be like 3 Hellbats still over here, and it would be fucking annoying. So you've successfully defended that. Your next thing you should be doing now, because you've seen third command center and you just defended. There's 2 things here. You defended his timing, and you also see third CC. I should see drones getting slammed out, and you should be going up to about 85 drones right now. 80 to 85. If you make units right now, why? It makes no sense. It should be drones because you just gave yourself a drone window. There's nothing this guy can do to you because he's investing into economy, and he just threw away all of his buildup of harassment. All of it died other than a medevac. Let's see what you make. If it's units, it's wrong. It's drones. Fucking perfect. Now what you should do, as soon as those drones go to this base, this is what I would love to see. Hatchery, second macro hatch. Hatchery and second macro hatch. Why? Because you're going for a Ling style, and you're going to have way too much fucking money now to spend it on 4 hatchery, or 4 base 5 hatchery. You just won't have enough larva. You will not. So if you take another hatchery, and you take another hatchery, macro, and another base, you're going to be on 5 base 7 hatchery, which is a lot of larva, and you could actually take 2 of your, or even 3 of your creep spreading queens, and go injector queen, injector queen, injector queen. And you could have like one or leave 1 or 2 queens left to creep spread, and have a lot of injecting going on once they're all done.
Month ago. I'm plat 1 almost diamond thanks to your B2 TM series.
Yo, thank you very much, Mr. JMD Runner. Appreciate it, man. Good job. Good shit. Yeah, because you should, like, at this point too, like 7 minutes, you should have a lot more tumors that are active than 3. I'm not gonna lie. At 7 minutes, if you have 3 active tumors, your creep spread is not good. You should have like 10 active tumors already right now. Seriously, like 9 or 10, not 3. So your creep is definitely underwhelming. And see what I mean? Now the ramp doesn't show creep. It's very awkward, but there is creep there. But yeah, you should have more than 3 though. You should have seriously like 10, and that would make it a lot easier for you if you had that many creep tumors to then rip some of your creep queens off to become injectors because you have so much active creep. Making more queens right now is not good. You don't need more. Just take queens out of your injector group and make them go inject. You don't want to be having like 12 queens at this stage because they're irrelevant. It's too much. It makes your max weaker because you're gonna have so much supply in injector. You don't need that many queens. You only need a lot of queens early stage if you're being really fucking greedy and getting really late gases, and you're just prioritizing heavy minerals, and you need the queens to keep yourself alive from a lot of different timings. Or if your opponent went for like battle cruisers or some shit, and you're like, okay, I need more queens, or Sky Terran. It would make more sense then. But right now, it's just 1 queen, so it's not that bad, but it is also irrelevant. You do not need this. You could just grab one of your existing ones and go inject that. But yeah, again, like I said, because you had saturated this base with like another 20 drones, hatchery and another hatchery would be perfect. You need the larva. This is also a massive blunder. This is the most important upgrade out of the whole game for you. If you're going to go Lingbane Hydra, this upgrade is your biggest upgrade you need to prioritize. Never skip that. If this guy would have not gone for Hellbat Marine and instead would have gone for Marine Tank and pushed you, if he's not bad, you die. If you don't have this upgrade, by the time you get pushed by Marine Tank versus a non-bad Terran, you automatically lose the game. It is way too cost inefficient for you to have a chance. Slow Banes never make connections, and tanks are just like just knocking them all out. So never miss this upgrade. It is fucking critical. It's so important. Massive. Huge. Another hatchery. I'd love to see another macro hatch, but I'm glad that you're expanding again. That's really good. Your drone count is flawless. It's amazing. Injecting, injecting, injecting. Here, I like that you have another queen injecting another hatchery. Get another hatchery. And at this point too, right now, once you're at 4 base, fully saturated, and your upgrades are about done, this is about the time when you should be starting an infestation pit. And you should be getting ready to start 2-2 and going into a hive. so you can go into in-game, like you can go Ling Bane Hydra max out, and you can then switch into like ultras or something later on. Again, so far the game, everything you've done, mostly good. A little bit slow on certain things that we talked about. The only thing I really critique you on is your creep spread is really not great. Your creep spread is definitely your weakest point of your whole game. I would say your scouting is weak too, but at least you saw the third. So I'm not going to ream you on that really hard because you got the information you needed. And as soon as you get it, it's okay if you kind of chill on the scouting. You found out what you needed to know. Like oh, he's got a third CC. He's not going for fucking 5 production facilities right away. But your creep is not good. Your creep is under par. Your creep is like below your skill level. Or either that, or we could say your macro is above your skill level and your creep is at what you should be MMR wise. But your creep is definitely your weak point. Could be improved. Again, okay. Like right now, I'm gonna pause this and we'll just say this, okay? Right now, your creep spread should be like this far. Seriously. Like your creep spread should be like 60% of the map at 10 minutes. So it should be like this. Literally. That's how much creep you should have already. At this point. If you're focusing on a defensive macro game where it's just focusing on creep. And if we're talking about something that's realistic to do, that's realistic, I would say. If you were, you know, like Scarlet, someone who's like, oh my god, she's got the whole map covered in creep in 2 fucking seconds. At 10 minutes, I think Scarlet could have creep that looks like this. Literally. Like, we'd be like covering the whole map outside of... Okay, I can't ping anymore. It, like, doesn't do it. It'd be covering the whole map outside of, you know, the initial 3 or 4 bases of Terran already at like 10 minutes. If the Terran never once tried to kill creep. Which this Terran has not. Anyways, moving on from that. Talking about the army push now. I love that you're waiting until this person gets on creep. But imagine how effective this would be if you had Bane speed. You would fucking kill all of these units. I have a feeling this guy is going to load up and run away. And you're not going to capitalize because your Banes are so slow. Let's see. Oh, you still killed him. Could have been a lot faster though if Bane speed was there. Bane speed, like this guy fucked that up really bad. I can see what you're saying when you say the game was really going really well for you. The game is going really well for you. Right now, the only things I can really say are bad for you is your creep spread is not great. Your hatcheries could be a little bit bigger. At this point now, when your main starts mining out, you should also start another base. And you should have already started the second macro hatch. But your macro is on point, okay? Like for the most part. Your injects are not bad. They're not that bad. You're keeping your money mostly spent off of a high drone count and you're maxed out pretty much under 10 minutes even though you fought now twice. So that's good. Your first max is not bad. It's respectable. But your upkeep, like, okay, you did start an infestation pit. I like that, but you do not have a hive. You need a fucking hive, like pretty badly. Like, you want your hive to be started so you can pace your 3/3 upgrades on point. You can pace adrenal glands with it on point, and you can also go into hive tech, like an ultra cavern or a greater spire or whatever you want to do. That is important. If you just because of how this game is going, if you just switched into ultras, you would just automatically win this game. You max out Ling Bane Hydra, you kill another base, you get Ultra Cavern out, you just get upgrades on it, you get 3/3 started, make ultras, do a 2/2 timing with ultras with chitinous plating. I bet he would just die. Literally. We'll see how the game goes from here though. We'll see how you lose. Again, not having Bane speed fucking sucks if you take this fight. This is fucking you really bad because your Banes... Watch how many Banes die if you take this fight before they connect to the command center. Okay. That's already... 2 Banes have died. 2 have already died. Every Bane fucking died. And like only a couple of them hit the command center at the end there. Every Bane is dead. That could have been so much more effective if they had speed. And now you have naked Hydras, which have they do have range weapon and speed already, so you have fully upgraded Hydras in terms of the Hydra Den, but they're naked in the sense that they have nothing covering them. And you have 21. 21's a great number to have. That's really good. But if you throw all these Hydras away, this is really bad. And these Hydras 100% could totally die if your Hydras are currently killing the command center. He repairs the command center and his bio and command center kill your Hydras, like off of it. I could totally see all these Hydras dying, and this is so expensive. If you lose these, this is a massive mistake. You should 100% just back up and wait for your next Lings to get across the map and make Banes and just re-push it with Bane speed and kill it. Yo, Fruit Salad, thank you for the bits, dude. Much love. Notice how your Hydras are currently locked on the command center, so these bio units aren't even dying, and they're just popping Hydras like crazy. I'm glad that you backed up eventually. That wasn't that bad. That was definitely not game losing, what you just did there. Like, that was good still. Overall, not bad. Could be better for the reasons we've already said, but not bad. You pulled back before you threw away a shitload of units that you should not have thrown away, so good job. And I like that you're scouting future expansions. This is what you should be doing. Do not let him expand. Have you started a hive base? Or a hive tech? Yes, you have. You're also starting a lurker den and a spire. Fuck yeah. You don't really need the lurker den. I would say this is only really appropriate if the Terran's going to go for Widow Mines, and he's already shown you the whole game that he's not really going Widow Mines. Like, he made like 1 or 2 here, and he made like 1 or 2 up here. That's not really going Widow Mines. If he was going Widow Mines, we're talking like he would have like 8 to 10 Widow Mines every time you guys fight. Like, he would have like a Widow Mine fucking field, and he's like always trying to pull you into it. Like, come on, bro, attack me. That's territory for why it's good to go lurker. Otherwise, you don't need it. Okay, you're maxed out again. You have a lot of Ling Bane. Your army number-wise is very healthy. You have 16 Hydras, which is still okay. And you have like 1/3 Bane, 2/3 Ling. That's a great number ratio to have. That's fucking great. Good shit. Hive is done. 3-3 is not started. It could be started. Adrenal Glands is not started. Could be started. Greater Spire could be started as well. If your plan is to go for a Spire, you want to start the Spire when you start the Hive, because you could time it to where the second the Hive is done, you could start the Greater Spire. They have the same build time at 71 seconds of a Hive and a Spire. And then you should also have a Ultra Cavern started if you wanted to go Ultras at some point. It should be started now. Like, these are priorities. They need to be made early. Earlier than later, because you easily have the money to do it. And you're focusing all your attention right now on trying to set up an attack, which is not bad. You should attack, but this is a big deal here. It's going to slow down your follow-ups. You're going for an attack on his base. You found the base that is... Your Ling died, so you knew this is a new base. This is an intelligent attack, I will say, because you scouted it before it happened, because your Ling was here before, so this is smart. You're engaging. Let's see what happens here. This is, so far, is a fine fight. The way this should go, okay? This is the perfect way to micro this. If you said 1, or your Zerg, 3, okay, 3 is your army. If you just said 3 A move over here, all army attack over here, and then you just like green box your Banelings, or select your Banelings, have some of your Banelings roll up here behind the command center, and then kill SCVs while also killing the command center. That would be great. If you had some of your Banelings here, just go over here, make sure you kill that army. That'd be fine. If you don't even do that though, if you just A move, I don't give a shit. You could literally beat this army A moving where it is right now. You could actually A move and win this fight. Look, you're A moving and win this fight, and you just took the worst Widow Mine of your life. That's like, fuck. He had fucking drilling claws, and I just lost like 25 Banes to detonations. It doesn't matter, because you have so much shit here. And what you're doing is actually right. Like, I think you could have microed that a lot better, obviously. I'm not saying that that's perfect micro. But I'm saying you have enough of an advantage here to actually take a wasteful fucking engagement as long as you kill this base. Which you are now doing, which is perfect. You should back up right now. Back the fuck up right now, dude. Back the fuck up. You took a horrible Widow Mine hit, number 1. And number 2, you just blew a fuckload of Banelings on killing a building. Great job doing it, but if you commit further, this whole army's dead. Not bad. You backed up again a little bit later. Like, you got to think about it like this. Logically, it makes no fucking sense that you're gonna you're gonna waste a bunch of Banes on Widow Mines, because that was microed poorly by you, and you're also gonna waste a bunch of Banes on killing the command center, and then you're gonna also push further forward and win the game. That's never gonna fucking happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's unrealistic. It's like, I can't really give you an analogy about that right now, but yeah, if I did, it would be a bad one. It's just unrealistic. You should just, your goal here was to kill the command center. Just get the fuck out, remax, and then come back and take a fight again. Because if you stay, you risk your hydras, and if you lose these, a lot of your bank just gets wasted, and you don't want to waste your bank. That's a horrible idea. How about your tech? 3-3 just started. Adrenal hasn't started. Greater Spire has started. You should definitely also start at Nultra's Cavern, I would say. Otherwise, little late again on these things, but you're doing the right thing. You keep doing the right thing, but it's always late. That is the moral of the story here. You're maxed again, pretty much. You got more Ling Bane. You're engaging with pure Lings. And a little bit of... This is an awful fight if you take it. You need to be more patient and wait for these Banes probably to finish. Like, your army is getting a little staggered here. Do not engage this. Like, I would say right now, back up and regroup yourself and then engage together. Good. And also, know this right now. If your plan is to keep breaking a Terran and the Terran his plan is to be very turtly, imagine if you made the Greater Spire a little faster, like you prioritized it more, and then you remaxed on, you had Broodlords in this fight right now, which you totally could have, rather than having another just Lingbane Hydra army. Like, you're staying on Lingbane Hydra for way too fucking long. The only way Lingbane Hydra works is if you keep the Terran players starving, and this dude's on 5 bases. Like, you have too much windows of, like, you have too much momentum swings in the Terran's favor. God, my nose is so blocked. There's too much availability for him to recover, is what's happening here. You're wasting way too much fucking time between fights where it's like 2 minutes later every time you come back again. 2 minutes later you come back again. 2 minutes later you come back again. And you're remaxed, but so is he. And you're staying on Lingbane Hydra. Lingbane Hydra. Lingbane Hydra. Like, if you're going to take that long to fucking hit him again, where's your tech? Like, you should have teched to something better. Like Broodlords, because it's more power in the push, and you need power if you let him max again and again and again and again. Lingbane Hydra is way more effective if you don't, if you do what you want to do, kill a base, back the fuck up, remax, go again, kill a base, back the fuck up, hit him again, remax, hit him again. Do not overcommit, throw away 40 extra supply that you didn't need to throw away, take longer to remax, give him more time to recover, and then come back again when he's maxed again, just like you are. That is not, like, you're not being assertive enough with how you're using your army. You're overcommitting and you're throwing shit away repeatedly, and then you're coming back way later than you need to. Be more assertive with how you take your fights. If your plan is literally to go Lingbane Hydra, Lingbane Hydra, Lingbane Hydra, Lingbane Hydra, get the damage done. Don't fucking do not expect to win the game if your plan is to blow up a planetary fortress. If I'm gonna attack this and go, okay, I'm gonna blow a bunch of banelings on that planetary, I am not gonna immediately then right after say I'm gonna kill everything else as well. I'm going to say, I'm going to kill that fucking planetary. I'll back up, make some more Banes, remake a shitload of Lings, spread around a creep, and I'll consume the map even more, and I'll come back again right away as soon as my next round is here, because Lings can be made super fast, and I'll come back with a full power army when he's struggling to get on his feet again. Rather than bleeding your army out and being like, recover all my shit. Like, I lost 80 supply. Fuck, I lost like 40 supply inefficiently. Just be more assertive with how you take your fights, if you're going to keep doing this. And it's same, dude, you're doing the same thing again. Your Lingbane Hydra just blood. You did some damage. You got some decent trades, but now if these Hydras fucking stay here, they need to leave like immediately. If they stay here though, you are losing momentum again. And if you're gonna remake Lingbane Hydra, it makes no sense because you're putting your you're gaining momentum by doing some damage, and then you're overcommitting and losing momentum. It's like you're hitting the gas and hitting the brakes, then hitting the gas and hitting the brakes. Yo, Bob Snot, thank you very, very much for the 2-month resub, dude. So you gotta pick and choose your battles better. If you make Broodlords right now, though, what's happening right here is not that big of a deal because you do eventually want to get off Hydras anyways once you go to like Broodlord Corruptor, so that's not that bad. But if you remake Lingbane Hydra, it makes no sense. You're going Corruptor. You're making Lings. So far, it's okay. I hope to God you don't remake Hydras. Now, I'd love to see some Broods. Okay, you're making Broods. This is looking good. It still looks strong for you. Very strong. If you make Hydras again, though, it's a big fucking no-no. I'm just waiting for it. Upgrades are going. You're getting the right upgrade on the Spire as well. You're getting Carapace. You're making more Broods. This is great. Now, here's a tip. When you fight against someone who uses some Widow Mines, go back to your base, find your Overlords, make like 2 Overseers or something, and go like this. Overseers. Right click on a Broodlord. Just literally right click a Broodlord with Overseers. 1 or 2. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to always auto follow it, and you'll always shoot Widow Mines before you run into them with Broodlords. It's easy as fuck to micro. You don't have them in a control group, you just have them auto following the Broods. Now here's a tip. You have a lot of Lingbane Hydra. You have Broodlords. He has Tank Marine, and that's it. You know what you could do right now that would win you the game? You could go select all army. You have Banelings. You have 33 Ling, 8 Hydra, 9 Brood, 10 Bane. You could select, and you have 14 more Bane started as well. You could grab select all army and just literally click your Lings like this. Click your Lings, go like that. Control click your Lings. You're just selecting Lings now, and you can go like this. Right click, shift, right click into a mineral line or over here or whatever. You can just go into his base. Go counterattack. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Lings aren't going to do fucking anything in this fight. If you have Banelings and Broodlords versus maxed Marines and Widow Mines, Zerglings here are going to be absolutely worthless. All you have to do here is A-move your Broodlords, and if he stimp packs into your Broods, you A-move your Banelings into his Marines. If he doesn't stimp pack into your Broods, you just let your Broodlords just pick them apart. Fucking like crazy. You just literally let your Broods win the game overtime, because this army blows ass. But they're really good at killing Lings, though. This army will be like, oh, Lings are here, and they're dead. Your Lings would disappear in half a second against this army. And if you counterattack his mineral line with Adrenal Lings, +3 melee, that's like a win-win right there for you. So look at your Lings. Your Lings are like already dead. Like nothing changed if they were or weren't there. And now you're overcommitting and you're engaging in front of the Broods with your Lingbane. You should use these defensively to guard Broodlord, not aggressively to shove in front of Broodlord and have Broodlord always playing the catch-up game where they're like, wait! Come back, we want to help. And your Lingbane are like, fuck off, we're going to kill it first. And then the Broodlords finally get there and they're like, where'd all the Lingbane go? Oh shit, run! Fucking run! And then your Broodlord's just running super slow back and then it just dies because it gets run down by Stimpack Marines. You need to use your Banes to guard your Broodlords, not to shove in front of them and try to win the fight before Broodlords help. Like, you're winning the game again if you just let Broods kill shit. Don't just ditch your Broods and be like, fuck it, bitch, bye. I'm going to win the game without you. That's why you made them. That's fine. You know. What just happened? So again, we just talked about, but now going further, again, you have a great position in this game. Don't let him expand again. You should immediately spread your creep, get some more map vision, so you know what the fuck's going on. Maybe spread some overlords on the right side, spread some overlords on the left side. You have really bad awareness of the map right now. Your creep has not moved in a long time, and you have no fucking overlord spread. Do that. Get some vision, so that when you move Broodlords, which are a slow fucking army, you don't move them the wrong way. The last thing you want to do is move Broods way up here, and he's dropping way down here. And you're like, ah, God, okay, I'm going to go home. And as you go home, your Broods don't arrive until this base and this base are both dead. Or you base trade, and that's always fucked up. It just gets weird. So yeah, you need more vision. Your vision sucks. You need to improve that for sure. And again, just don't, like I just said a minute ago, do not let him expand. Again, get your Broods up here, start sieging this base, and kill his existing bases, and do not let him take future bases. If you can get rid of this base and get rid of this base, the game is over. Because look at this. Main, it's about to mine out. Natural, it's about to mine out. Third base, it's about to mine out. So if you just get rid of these 2 bases, the game is legit over. And all you have to do is get rid of those 2 bases without getting counterattacked because you don't see what the fuck is happening. Also, do you have overlord speed? You do. Make sure you have just make more overseers too. Just because. Like it doesn't even matter if he is or is not going Widowmine style. Always have overseers in your army at endgame. You should have like 1 or 2 overseers guaranteed always in your Hydra Lingbane army. And you should have like 1 or 2 overseers just following a Broodlord. Always. That's always the thing you should do. You should never run around detectionless, ever. Like, this is just fucking you over repeatedly. There we go. Again, don't engage with Ling Bane. If you go broods, you guard broods. The whole point of broodlords is you push with them and you guard them and you let him overcommit into you and then you punish that. You don't push with broodlords and then immediately push with broodlings. Like, who gives a fuck if your broodlings die? You can make thousands more. You can make millions more. It's infinity broodlings. But you don't want to just attack him with the broods and then all your fucking lings run in as well. And you just shove in, because what's going to happen is he's going to kite back a little bit, kill all your ground army, and then your broodlords are undefended now and they can't beat an army by themselves if they don't have a protection line. Because the whole point of why broods are good is you force him to commit into you, and when he commits into you, you punish that. But if he doesn't commit into you, you slowly whittle him down. That's how broods work. You don't just shove everything right away. And you just threw away like another 30 supply. And you're doing it again. Stop. You gotta stop shoving. This is crazy. Crazy, man. These fucking widow mines, dude. You gotta kill them. I just keep hearing them go off over and over. Here comes another one. Oh my god. Alright, much love, much love. Again, correct, but incorrect at the same time. Correct to shove with broodlords, incorrect to push with Lingbane Hydra, all your ground army. Normally, but now here's the thing. He's going into Thor's. Shit's different now. It's actually incorrect to now just poke with broodlords, and instead what you should do now is probably get off broodlords. This is why I say Ultra Cavern is a really good thing to do. Here's the easy way you could just win the game right now. You want to know how that goes? He's going Viking, Thor, Marine. Alright? If you got his attention with broodlords, let's say you put your broodlords right here. Right there. You just put them right here. And you go, alright, well, his army is now fucked up. It's scary. I'm just going to attack him right here. With broods are right here. I'm going to get his attention. Okay? You get all of his units here to defend the broodlords. Because he's like, I don't know where Zerg is. Look at his vision. He doesn't know shit. He's Terran. He's like, I can see as far as my fog of war, which is right around my base. And I have one widow mine there again. He doesn't know anything. If you just show broodlords here and you get his attention here and you run Lingbane Hydra right here, blow up this planetary, back the fuck up right after. You don't throw it all away after you kill a planetary. You surgically kill his economy and then just back up. You lose broodlords. You lose a little bit of Lingbane Hydra to kill this base. You remake ultras against Vikings. You win the game automatically. Broodlords are kind of expired now against Thor Viking. Ultras aren't. Ultras are still good here. You know what I mean? So if you keep trying to base your army off of broodlords, you're going to throw the game away. And if you keep engaging in front of your broodlords, your whole fucking army is going to die. Watch how fast your lings bleed out. Watch your supply. Like, you just plummeted because you shoved in front of broods. Sure, the broods are still alive, but not for long because they can't retreat. The broodlords cannot run away. They're fucking slugs in the sky. So now all of your hydras are going to die, and he is going to re-stim pack this and shove into you, and your broodlords are going to die going like this. No! They're just going to get fucking killed, dude. Here it comes. Well, you're not even running them. You realize they're dead, so you're trying to kill whatever you can, which is fine. But they, you know, imagine if you would have done what I said a second ago, where you just get his attention and swap your army out, which is why tech switches are so important here against Terran. So what are you making now? Lingbane again. And you've also, behind the scenes, lost a lot of drones because of the drops. You know, that's also something you gotta keep in mind. Again, remember I talked about earlier? Vision, right? Go back to when he dropped you, and I guarantee if you had vision there, you would have seen this. Like, you actually saw it with this hatchery, but if you had creep here, overlord, 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 there's no way these medevacs could have gone unnoticed. And if you see something like this, all you got to do to defend this is just leave some units to defend it. Like, he's sending 20 supply to attack you, which means you could leave 20 supply to defend it. And it's the same fucking thing. It's the same shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing changes. If 20 supply is deleted out of this army for both of you because it's now on the other side of the map, well, that just means that it's the same army size, which is totally fine. And now you can guard yourself from drops and shit. But again, this comes from the fact that more vision, more creep spread, more awareness of the map is needed, which is your biggest weakness we've been talking about over time, over this whole game. And you should have seen these drops coming, because they also came at you before you even initiated a fight. I think you were tunnel visioning this really hard, and you're really, really gung-ho about trying to push with broods. A good tip against Terran, just in general, especially if they go bio, is literally just make, like, we're talking like 10 larvae into lings and just leave it at one side of your base and do this exact same thing with the other side. You could leave like 10 supply of lings here, 10 supply of lings here. It makes a world of difference because it allows you to have units that are just able to guard and rip apart the medevacs as they come. And you could also make, once you have a good drone count and you're maxed out and you're going to slow based armies like this, you can start making some static D as well. Like, you don't have to make a massive amount. You could just make like 20 extra drones to be like spore, spine, spine, spore, spine, spore, spine, spine, spore, spine, spore, spine, and maybe like one spore spine. Like a couple of spores and spines at outer bases and like one spore or spine at an inner base. Totally fine. And it would help also absorb drops. But then now you're actually the one who just threw away an expensive fucking army, and you're now also behind an economy heavily because you've just lost your new bases and you also lost a fuckload of drones. And you had base control faster than he did, so you're mining your bases out really fast. Because you're expanded faster because you're Zerg. That's just kind of how it goes. And now the Terran is able to take another base anywhere he wants. He can take this base if he wanted to. So he's got control of the game now, so you're fucked. This is a bad position to be in. You have to do something cost efficient now, like a Baneling landmine, or an Infestor sweet ass fungal, or the best engagement of your life with the flank, with like ultras or something. But if you know, like, you're super far behind now, so if you don't do something cost efficient and you do something where it's just like, I'm gonna ram my army into his face, you're definitely gonna die, like this, because you're not gonna have enough to overwhelm him. Your army's gonna thin out, and he's got more army down here too. So he actually, I guess he left a lot of army back at home. Because he still has supply lead even though he just lost that. And he doesn't even have a ridiculous amount of SCVs. He only has 52. But the big thing is you let this Terran be a 5-base Terran the whole game. Like, the whole time. You killed his base one time here, once. But the rest of the time, you kept overcommitting, wasting too much time, and you literally let him be 5-base Terran the whole game. You need to be way more assertive about what choices you're going to make. And when you go broods, you need to guard your broods and not shove in front of your broods. You're microing the brood lords massively incorrectly. Guard them, yeah. Anyways. And also make an Ultras Cavern. It's so good. If your opponent starts hard countering Ultras, or starts hard countering Broods, go into fucking Ultras. Just switch in Ultras and you'll be like, wow, this is so easy. He's got like 12 Vikings. Can't do shit. I just run him down with Ultras now. But, Food, I hope this makes sense. I hope it helped you out, man. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a replay analysis with me, ViBE. See you guys in the next one. Until next time, take it easy. Peace, guys. Goodbye.